Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is a story called The Four in the Shade of the Kaaba. During the time of the Tabi'in, there was a gathering around the Kaaba and there were four people. One of them was Abdul Malik ibn Marwan, and one was Abdullah ibn Zubair, the great son of Zubair ibn Awam, may Allah be pleased with them both. And then there was Mus'ab ibn Zubair, his brother. And then there was a smallest one called Urwa ibn Zubair, and he was one of the Tabi'in. He was too young, even though his brothers and his father were Sahaba, his mother was Sahaba. Anyway, what happened is that each one of these people was making a wish. One of them was saying, like, Tamanna an amlika al-Iraqain, I wish I could rule over like Kufa and Basra, like Iraq, and I would rule that part of the world with justice. And the other one says, Ama ana, as for me, I wish I could rule over the Hijaz and I would rule with justice. And the other one says, well, as for me, I wish I could rule over the entire world and I would rule it all with justice. فَسَكَتَ Urwa, and Urwa is silent. The small one, the young boy, is silent, doesn't say anything. فَالْتَفَتُوا إِلَيْهِ, so they turn to him and they say to him, وَأَنْتَ مَاذَا تَتَمَنَّى يَا Urwa? What about you, O Urwa? What is it that you wish for? We want to hear from you. And he says to them, Amma ana, as for me, before I even begin, he said, Barakallahu lakum fima tamannaytum min amri dunyakum. May Allah bless you in what you guys want from the dunya. He's being kind of semi-sarcastic there. And he says, as for me, atamanna an akuna aliman amilan. I wish I can be someone with knowledge, like a scholar, and someone who acts upon that knowledge. Aliman amilan. And that يأخذ الناس عني كتاب ربهم وسنة نبيهم. And people will take the Quran from me and take the Sunnah of the Prophet from me. And by way of that, I would be successful in the dunya and the akhirah. Now, we got to kind of go forward in history. He grows up and he gets married. He has children. He has 4 children, in fact. This young boy who grows up, Urwa ibn Zubair. And once the Khalifa in Damascus invites him to Damascus, and he takes his 4 kids with him, and one of his kids happens to play with a horse, and the horse kicks his son, and the son ends up dying. His son died after being kicked by the horse, and so Urwa, of course, is now charged with digging a grave and arranging the burial for his son, which he does, and he buries his son. But during, I think, the process, he develops some kind of a cut on his leg, and it becomes an ulcer, becomes infected, and the infection spreads and it grows. And the top doctors of the town and vicinity, they come and they said, look, Urwa, you have to have your leg amputated because otherwise you may end up dying. And Urwa, having trust and faith in them, he agrees with the process, and he agrees to have his leg amputated, to save his life. And that's exactly what happens. He has his leg amputated after sometime after burying his own son. Now the doctors and the people and the villagers, they come to give condolences because they realize, here is a man who lost his son, and then within some days he ended up losing his leg, and so they come to give condolences and stuff. And Urwa ibn Zubair, when he heard those words, he turned to them and he says to them, look, لئن أعطاني الله عز وجل 4 من البنين ثم أخذ منهم واحد وأبقى لي 3 فله الحمد. Allah blessed me with 4 children. He took 1 and he left 3, and for that I praise Allah. وأعطاني, and he gave me 4 limbs, 2 arms and 2 legs. ثم أخذ منهم واحد وأبقى لي 3 فله الحمد. He took 1 and he left 3, for that I praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And every time Allah gave me a hardship and a calamity and a difficulty that came my way, most of the time He left me to enjoy myself. And it's a beautiful story because it really hits home the message of how much gratitude we owe to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should always try and understand and remember the things that remain with us, and not always focus on the things that have been taken from us. May Allah make us like that, shakirin, shakirat, dhakirin, ذاكرات. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.